talk around town this morning is travel, but it's not just any travel.
Okay.
It's a TikTok trend called airport theory. Now, I've done this, not on purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So apparently, the premise is that you get to the airport late without missing your flight.
I'm looking at this flight right now. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at some of the trends here.
Okay, so what does it say?
They're waiting till the last minute. They're counting things down till the last minute to try and get on the flights and trying to. You know what? They're trying to get the views here on.
They're just trying to get the clicks.
Testing airport theory.
We have some people who actually, I guess, tried that. Let's listen to what they said.
Testing airport theory at the most crowded airport in the entire world. It does seem like they're very prepared for these huge lines. There just wasn't one though. So I don't know if I just came at the right time or what, but airport theory is looking good.
All right, guys, we're testing airport theory. It is currently 9:24, and my flight started boarding 4 minutes ago, and we're in security right now. Let's see how fast we can get through this. Okay, 9:29, we're through security. I also got randomly selected, so I had to do a whole other security check. But I see my gates. It is 9:44. My flight is just now boarding, so we made it. Airport theory is true.
All right, looks like they made it with some time to spare. Not everybody is successful with this trend. Dan, Mike, Inez, I think we've all kind of tested this.
We've done there at one point or another, but is it worth it to your heart?
The anxiety.
The anxiety?
I know.
Because there's a lot of rules out there. You're supposed to be there the gate shuts at 15 minutes before the flight.
Right.
Right
and
before.
if you can get cut off and... do you want to be that person?
Inez, has this ever happened to you?
Actually, it did. Remember, we were going to Miami last year?
Oh.
What happened?
Wait,
Let me hear. Let me hear.
I got stuck in traffic. I was trying to take the subway and everything.
The traffic authority
happened to her.
gets stuck in traffic.
And she's gotten me stuck in traffic before, too.
Didn't you know
just
that
so
there
you
was going to be a holdup on the
On the Van Wyck. I was going to JFK, yes.
Yeah.
And I was booted off
I could see this maybe if you were trying to avoid the security line, not the security line, but the line to get in, because you don't want to wait on that, zone 2, zone 3. If you want to avoid that. But then when you get on, where are you going to put your bags? Right? Because that's the thing. You want to have in the overhead compartment.
That's right.
So you haven't had the lateness thing, but you've had other problems because you travel with a brood.
I travel with a whole bunch of people, and I don't know if we have the picture of my son Mateo.
What did he do?
But what happened?
Well, he fell. It was totally my fault.
Oh.
Because I said, before we went to Brazil, I said, you could take one more lap around the waiting area.
Oh.
But then he fell, busted his eyebrow wide open,
geez.
and I knew instantly that I couldn't fix it.
Oh,
so
no.
They had to come by, and they said he's got to go to the hospital.
Oh, no.
So then my wife and him had to go to the hospital, and she's looking at me like,
she's going to take you out.
To kill you.
So you missed your flight.
We missed the flight to Brazil. We were stuck in Florida, and
You
I
went
had
to the
take
hospital.
the other two. No, she went to the hospital, and I had to go to the hotel on a hot Florida night with 2 other kids.
Wow.
That's crazy. I'm just going to say, flying is not like the way it used to be. Like, if you were late, I know of people who would call the airline, and they would hold the door. They're not holding the door anymore.
No, they're not playing that game.
Who do you know that
I'm
you
just
can call
saying,
them?
years ago.
Really?
Maybe I did it, I don't know. But I will tell you that I have taken it very close, and only because I want to soak up every second of vacation, and I'm left here at 10 a.m. at Fox 5 and have gotten on a plane to Miami at 11.
I've done that before, too. I've had something where even tighter than that. Exactly. Because it's kind of a game.
It's a game.
It's a little
My
bit of a
husband
game.
don't like that game.
Well,
he was on the plane when they, I literally got on, and they shut the door.
Was he going to get off?
No!
That's what happened with Inez and I. I couldn't get off because she was running late, and I had to go. I had to go without her.
Yeah, pretty much. She left. Bye. And that's it.
All right, well, we wanted to take the questions in the streets on the case or the skies. Crystal Young at LaGuardia, what's going on?
Good morning. I'm listening to this chat and I'm loving it. I think all of you make really good points. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of like that. Ooh, I can see myself like that. Dan, all right. Ooh, that would be stressful. It's really very different depending on who you ask. Some people are like, hey, cut it close. Don't sit around in the airport. Other people think the exact opposite. Take a listen to some of those answers. Folks I talked to this morning. Take a listen.
Oh, I've done it before.
Yeah.
All of us here, I travel the most. And
Okay.
I've done it I ended up being the last person boarding. It was done in 15 minutes.
And wait, and nothing about that scenario stresses you out?
No. No, seriously. Obviously, I'm kind of like, okay, 10,000 people ahead of time. I can make it.
That's interesting. Okay, you know what? Obviously, I'm taking your word for it, but if you travel a lot, I feel like you learn a lot traveling a lot.
Yes. Obviously for me, TSA pre-check helps.
If it's 15 minutes before boarding, you have that extra, you can run up and get on that plane.
Yeah.
So that can be done. That can be done. Because then you have 15 minutes, you get through security, it's always a huge line to board. You can use the bathroom if you need to, get your coffee, whatever, and then get on the plane. That's fine. If it's 15 minutes before takeoff, you've missed your flight.
I'm a time management kind of gal, and I think it can happen.
Yeah?
I think it can happen. You just have to have the mindset to do it.
All right. Now, what if you come in, though, and as soon as you hit that TSA line, there's, 90,000 humans?
Weasel through somehow. But I don't know. We know us small people, we're just going to talk our way through.
I love it. I never thought about that. If you're short, if you're small, you're like, excuse me. I've done that too, trying to get through the line so you can be, here's my passport, I need to get to the gate. I think for me, I've always lived close to the airport, so that kind of gives me that false feeling of 3 hours, 2 hours, I can cut it close. I grew up living near JFK, now I live near LaGuardia, but then every now and then you hit that traffic just coming around the bend to get to the airport, and of course that security line, sometimes it's kind of bananas, but I do love to travel and I don't like stress, so I try to give myself a little bit of time. All right, I'm going to toss it back inside to you guys.
Good for you. All right, Crystal, but sometimes I have to tell you, when you make that close plane, it empowers you.
Yes. Cut it close next time.
It's like an exhilarating high, and I kind of love it.
I can do it again.
And that's where this TikTok trend came from.
I'm staying off the sauce. I'm getting there early. I don't know if you know.
You don't want to bust your kid's
Because you
eye
can order
open
your
again.
drinks now. As you go there, you order your drinks, they bring it right to you in the waiting area.
I don't want to be catered to in the airport. I just want to leave.
That's true, too.
Right?
I hear you.